Saturn's rings are vanishing. Right now, as you watch this video in 2026, 10,000 kilograms of ring material is raining down on his Saturn every single second. At this rate, they'll be gone in less than 300 million years. But here's the crazy part. Scientists just discovered something that changes everything we thought we knew about them. I'm about to reveal 7 secrets about Saturn's rings that will completely blow your mind. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll never look at Saturn the same way again. Let's start with secret number 1. Saturn's rings are impossibly thin. We're talking about a cosmic structure that stretches over 280,000 kilometers across. But here's the mind-blowing part. If you were to measure the thickness of most of the rings, they're only about 10 meters tall. That's like taking a piece of paper and stretching it to the size of a football field. The rings are so thin that if you made a scale model the size of a piece of paper, Saturn itself will be smaller than a grain of sand.
This extreme thinness is actually one of the biggest clues scientists use to understand how the rings formed and why they behave the way they do.
So how did Saturn get these incredible rings in the first place? Secret number 2. The rings might be the shattered remains of an ancient moon. The leading theory in 2026 suggests that billions of years ago, a moon roughly the size of our own moon wandered too close to Saturn. When this moon crossed what we call the Roche limit, Saturn's powerful gravity literally tore it apart. The Roche limit is the distance at which a planet's tidal forces overcome the gravity holding a moon together. For Saturn, that's about 55,000 kilometers from the planet's center. Once the moon crossed this boundary, it didn't stand a chance. The side facing Saturn experienced stronger gravitational pull than the far side, and the moon was ripped into billions of pieces. But there's another theory that's gaining traction. Some scientists now think the rings could be remnants from Saturn's formation itself, left over from the original disk of material that created the planet 4.5 billion years ago. Recent data from the Cassini mission suggests both theories might be partially correct. The inner rings could be ancient, while the outer rings might be from more recent collisions. This brings us to secret number 3, and this one completely shocked the scientific community. The rings might only be 10 million to 100 million years old. Think about that for a second. Saturn is 4.5 billion years old, but its most famous feature might have appeared when dinosaurs were still walking on Earth. Before Cassini's mission ended in 2017, scientists thought the rings were as old as Saturn itself. But measurements of ring pollution and mass told a completely different story. The rings are too clean and too bright to be ancient. If they were billions of years old, they would have accumulated much more cosmic dust and debris. Instead, they're made of surprisingly pure water ice that reflects 90% of sunlight. This means we're incredibly lucky to be alive right now. If humans had evolved just 50 million years earlier or later, Saturn might not have had rings at all. We're living in a cosmic sweet spot. Secret number 4. The rings have names, and they're not what you'd expect. Scientists named them in the order they were discovered, not by their position. From the planet outward, you have the D ring, C ring, B ring, the Cassini division, a ring, F ring, G ring, and E ring. The main rings we see from Earth are the A, B, and C rings. The B ring is the brightest and most massive, containing most of the ring material. The Cassini division is that dark gap between the A and B rings, and it's huge. It's 4,800 kilometers wide. You could fit the entire United States inside it with room to spare. This gap exists because of orbital resonance with Saturn's moon Mimas. Any particle trying to orbit in the Cassini division gets gravitationally kicked out. It's like cosmic traffic control. Now for secret number 5. What are the rings actually made of? The answer surprised everyone. They're 99% water ice. Pure, beautiful, frozen water. But these aren't tiny ice crystals. The particles range from the size of a grain of sand to chunks as big as a house. Some are even larger, the size of mountains. They're all orbiting Saturn at different speeds, constantly colliding and breaking apart and reforming. The remaining 1% is rocky material and organic compounds. Recent studies in 2026 found complex organic molecules in the rings, similar to compounds found in comets. These particles are in constant motion. The inner rings orbit Saturn faster than the outer rings. The inner edge of the B ring completes an orbit in just 7 hours, while particles at the outer edge of the A ring take 14 hours. This differential rotation creates waves and patterns in the rings, like ripples on a cosmic pond. It's absolutely mesmerizing when you see the time-lapse footage. Secret number 6 is where things get really weird. The rings have mysterious features called spokes, and nobody fully understands them. Spokes are dark radial features that appear in the B ring and rotate with Saturn's magnetic field, not with the ring particles themselves. They were first spotted by Voyager in 1981, and they completely baffled scientists. These spokes can be thousands of kilometers long and appear and disappear within hours. The leading theory is that they're caused by electrostatic levitation. Tiny dust particles get electrically charged and temporarily lift above the ring plane. But here's what's fascinating. The spokes are seasonal. They're most visible during Saturn's equinox, when the sun shines directly on the ring's edge. During solstice, they almost completely disappear. In 2026, astronomers using the James Webb Space Telescope captured the highest resolution images of the spokes ever taken, and they revealed even more complex structures within them that we're still trying to understand. Now let's talk about secret number 7, and this one's heartbreaking. The rings are dying, and we're watching it happen in real time. Saturn is consuming its own rings through a process called ring rain. The ring particles are constantly being bombarded by micrometeorites and ultraviolet radiation from the sun. This breaks them down and ionizes them. Once ionized, these particles follow Saturn's magnetic field lines and fall into the planet's atmosphere. We're talking about 10,000 kilograms per second. That's like losing a fully loaded school bus every second. At this rate, the rings will be completely gone in about 300 million years. That sounds like a long time, but in cosmic terms, it's the blink of an eye. Saturn will eventually look like a boring, ringless gas giant, just like Jupiter, Uranus, and Neptune. But there's another threat too. The rings are also being pulled inward by Saturn's gravity. The innermost D ring is already experiencing significant decay and will likely be gone within 100 million years. There's even worse news for anyone hoping to see the rings in the near future. Starting in 2025 and accelerating through 2032, the rings will appear edge-on from Earth. When this happens, they become almost invisible because they're so thin. It's like trying to see a piece of paper edge-on from across a football field. Even through powerful telescopes, Saturn will look almost ringless for several months. This happens every 15 years as Saturn orbits the Sun and the angle changes from our perspective. The last time was 2009, and the next visibility minimum is happening right now as we move toward 2032. But here's something amazing. Even though the rings are temporary, Saturn might grow new rings in the future. Some of Saturn's moons are slowly spiraling inward and might eventually cross the Roche limit themselves. The moon Enceladus is already contributing material to Saturn's E ring through its amazing ice geysers. And other moons like Prometheus and Pandora actively shepherd and shape the F ring, keeping it from dispersing. So Saturn's ring system is dynamic, always changing, constantly evolving. What we see today is just one snapshot in a process that's been happening for millions of years and will continue for millions more. The rings remind us that nothing in the universe is permanent. Even the most beautiful and iconic features are temporary. We're privileged to live in an era when Saturn has these magnificent rings, and we should appreciate them while they last. If you found these secrets as mind-blowing as I did, smash that like button and subscribe to Your Space Wizard for more incredible space content that makes the universe accessible and amazing. Drop a comment and tell me which secret shocked you the most. Was it the ring rain, the mysterious spokes, or the fact that dinosaurs might have seen a ringless Saturn? Saturn's rings are one of the most beautiful sights in our solar system, and now you know the incredible science behind them. These frozen monuments to cosmic chaos won't last forever, but for now, they're here, spinning silently in space, waiting for us to look up and wonder. Stay curious, space wizards.